Welcome back to another episode of the From Half Court Sports Talk Show with Darren and Rob. I'm your host, Rob. That's my co host, Darren. We've been covering the AFC East division these past couple of days. Today, we're going to be covering the Miami Dolphins. So let's talk a little bit about their preseason moves and their offseason. I'm sorry, their offseason moves and their draft from the past year. Darren, what's your thoughts on that?
Um, for last season, I think they actually found something. I think Tua started clicking with the offense. Obviously, their offseason was a lot of turmoil, a lot of different stories. Um, the probably only good story out of it all that actually came out, I guess, is the Tyreek Hill signing. The new coach signing. I think me and Rob both would. I think Rob will attest that we both agree that I think Mike McDaniel is going to be a star in this league. Um, I think those are just two biggest signings for his team, and Gesicki's still there. This team is still poised to make some noise in the AFC.
I agree with you about their signings in the offseason, especially the Tariq Hill pickup. I think the biggest change that's going to make the biggest difference in this team is Mike McDaniels. I think he's set to be a star in this league, but it will be wrong of us not to mention the Brian Flores fallout between him and the Miami Dolphins, and Miami losing their first round pick for next year because of it. So if you guys don't know yet, I think his name is Stephen Ross of the Miami Dolphins. He's the owner. He was asking Brian Flores to tank to lose games on purpose. He was going to give him something like 100,000 a game for that. The NFL took away their first round pick for 2023. I'm glad that happened. I'm not saying he should be forced to lose his team right now, but that's disgusting. It ruins the competitive nature of the league, and I think he should have the potential of losing his team for that. It also brings me up to think um, that these coaches, when they're going through rebuilds, that's when they hire their black coaches to make them look good. That they're hiring black coaches, like token black coaches, just so they can rebuild with the black coach, then fire them, and then go get their superstar head coach. So it just disgusts me. I'm glad it's been pointed out. Hugh Jackson of the Cleveland Browns said the same thing happened to him, so he wasn't surprised. Yeah. So do you have anything to say about that?
Um, um, it's disgusting, but these owners do a lot of disgusting shit. So it just is what it is.
All right. Do you have any opinions on their draft this year?
Actually, I do. Can we go to their draft picks? It's right over here. I think they made a good pick. And obviously, all their picks went to trying to get Tyreek Hill. No problem with that. I love what the Chiefs actually did with those picks, but that's not them. I think ultimately they just really built the defense and still trying to recommit new pieces into the fold. I would say. I also like the receiver that they got out of Texas Tech. I think he can be a solid piece for this team at some point. But obviously, they're really stacked at receiver and tight end receiving options. But yeah,
Uh, I really like that quarterback they got in the seventh round, Skylar Thompson. I watched a little bit
hmm
of film on him. If Tua doesn't get his shit together, I think he has the possibility, if he makes a team, obviously, to get that starting job.
Teddy Bridgewater is the backup, I believe.
Oh, never mind then.
Yeah,
Teddy Bridgewater would throw them to like a 7-9 season or something like that.
that's wild. No, Teddy Bridgewater would be perfect. All he has to do is get the ball to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle.
I
He
think
honestly
Teddy
perfect.
Bridgewater is overrated. I think he's just a name at this point in his career.
He's a bridge quarterback. He's the same as Jacoby Brissett. Somebody that you could just hand the fold to and be like, "Look, win us a couple games." Wasn't he the quarterback for the Broncos last year?
Yeah, he didn't play great.
And you like the Broncos.
I like their run game. I like their
All right,
defense.
all right, man.
All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at their depth chart. How do you feel about their quarterback situation with Tua going into this year?
Uh, I like Tua with Mike McDaniel. I think he's going to give him the best, put him in the best
Position.
opportunity to succeed.
Gotcha. I think Tua is on the hot seat this year. If Tua can't get it done with these weapons, you got to move on. I look at him the same way I look at Jalen Hurts. If you can't get it done with these elite weapons in the NFL, when else are you going to get it done? What else is it going to take? I think this is Tua's third year in the league. Am I wrong?
Um, yeah, yeah, he came in the same as Joe Burrow.
Yeah, so I think he's on the hot seat. If he can't get it done this year, I think you got to move on and possibly draft another quarterback or trade for another quarterback so you can make a run at this AFC.
Okay, but he's definitely going to get it done, so that's not even a question. Two, um, yeah, he has the weapons around him. I was going to say out of two quarterbacks, I think Jalen Hurts wouldn't pan out over two first.
Uh, I'll actually take. I'd rather have Jalen Hurts than Tua right now.
I think Tua is more accurate than Jalen Hurts. I think Tua is a better student of the field than Jalen Hurts.
I think Jalen has a higher ceiling in the long term, and that's what I'd rather bet on right now.
All right, man.
Um, I do like the running back situation. I didn't know Miles
Oh,
Gaskin was fourth on their depth chart, but Chase
love.
Edmonds and Raheem Mostert are perfect for this offense.
I love this running back situation. Love it. Love it. Speed, power. You can't be mad about this. Any one of them can come in and just take over the game. Not really take over the game, but Tony Michelle can come in and have two, three touchdowns in the goal line. Is that taking over the game? That's how you see it. I don't know. He gets the touchdowns in the goal line, he can get it. Chase Edmonds can easily break a big play, screen play. Raheem Mostert can break any big run if he's healthy. And I think he's there with his depth so he can stay healthy.
We already talked about the receivers. Having the speed of Tariq Hill and Jalen Waddle on the field at the same time is disgusting. And me personally, I'm not. If I'm opposing head coaches, obviously you're worried about their speed and them getting behind your corners, but I think the way what Mike McDaniel's is about to do with these two, from a scheme standpoint, is going to be disgusting. Because in the
It
back
really
of
is.
your head, as a corner, as a DB, or as a defensive coordinator, you're always worried about them getting behind you. I think that leaves everything open, um, in the middle of the field, in the deep middle of the field. So I think Mike McDaniel is going to have a field day with both these two receivers. Worst
I
case
agree.
scenario for this team is one of them gets hurt. That doesn't necessarily ruin the offense, but they wouldn't be at on cloud nine like they would be if both of them were there.
I mean, I guess you're saying I agree kind of. I think this team is definitely gonna go through the go through the run a lot more and then use the receivers. I think Cedric Wilson Jr. is the biggest steal. That's just gonna go underneath the carpet that nobody's gonna see. The Cowboys are gonna miss him. I really think the Cowboys are truly gonna miss him. And he's gonna bowl out for his team. He's a great number three receiver. You add that with Preston Williams, who can get behind any offense, any player, any corner, um, and their rookie Zook, Eric. I'm just gonna say Eric Trent Sherfield is nice. But yeah, I like this offense. I didn't even get to Mike Gesicki.
Speaking of Mike Gesicki, I think he's going to have a career year in this offense as well. Mike, I think his name it's Mike McDaniel's, right? I keep thinking his dude's name.
Yep,
Mike McDaniels, he loves tight ends. He loves tight ends. So I think he's gonna have a career year in this offense as well. How do you feel about
Offense,
their line going into this year?
I think picking up Armstead from the Saints is a big pickup. I don't think he's the greatest left tackle, I would say, but I think he's somebody that you can trust to come in and protect his blind side a little bit more, depending on what the schedule looks like.
PFF ranked the Dolphins, if I can pull it up.
Their offensive line wasn't bad last year. This
The
team's, I go ahead.
PFF ranked their offensive line the worst in the league last year. Um, their ratings were 50 for Etchenberg, 49.9 for Austin Jackson, Michael D. Terra, 60.6, Robert Hunt, 67.4, and Jesse Davis, 52.5. And they struggled last year. They led the league in pressures from last season. And to be able to work in this offense, to be able to work in this offense, Tua is going to need time to be able to get that ball downfield. So they either need to be, they need to get their shit done. They need to get their shit done and be on their job this year. What do you think of their offensive line?
I think they'll get better this year, to be honest with you. I think last year people went down early, and I think that this team was obviously the ownership is not good. So I'm not gonna put the I'm not doing this. And on top of it, their weakest spot probably is their offense. Their receivers are good, their defensive line is good, their corners are good. Yeah,
All right. So PFF has them going into the season ranked the 23rd best offensive line. So we'll definitely be looking at them to see how well they play this year. Because if it's their fault and not Tua's fault, I think that's actually a big deal to Tua possibly being the QB of the future for this team. Maybe they just have to sit down and build that offensive line over a 2 year period of time. Um, but they got to be able to protect Tua if Tua's going to play well. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at their defense. How do you feel about their defense going into this year?
uh, good. Like I said, good front followed up by really good corners. I think it's a defensive. How will I say this? It's a defensive coordinator's not dream team, but something that you can definitely build with. But you do have experience at those corners, and that's perfect for this division. I did not know Melvin Ingram was on this team.
I think this defense is going to live and die off the pass rush. We know they have a good DBs already. If they're able to get to the quarterback, I think it's going to make it easier on those DBs, and you can see Xavier Hine with a high amount of picks. So I think that'll be really big for them.
Xavier Howard is one of the best corners in the game. I just want to let that be known. Nobody gives him his credit.
And if Byron Jones can get healthy, that will be a big deal as well. Definitely.
Big facts. Big facts.
All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at their roster. I'm sorry, not the roster. Their schedule for this
Record.
year. They
Yeah,
start
let's
off
go.
week 1 against the New England Patriots.
Um, huh. The schedule finally panned out right for the Patriots. They always play them at the end of the season too, and I swear it's always in Miami. So this time it's gonna be different. It's gonna be interesting. That being said, oh, New England's gonna lose. They're not gonna be ready for the speed of that it's gonna click game one.
I like
Miami
Miami in
wins.
this game as well. Uh, I think the speed's really going to get to them. I think the biggest thing that's going to hurt New England is they lost Stephon Gilmore
JC.
last year. So I think
JC.
that's really going to hurt them. Uh, the thing is, hopefully, Bill is able to scheme up something so they can still be able to get to the quarterback and put pressure on Tua and make Tua lose them this game. But with these weapons, week one, I expect Mike McDaniels to make a splash to be the new, I don't want to say GOAT, but the new up and coming coach, especially in this division.
If,
So I like
if
Miami week one.
the Patriots lost JC Jackson, that's what he's thinking of. And I think that's an elite corner for them to lose.
Week two at Baltimore. I like Baltimore in this game. Obviously, Miami has all the weapons and stuff and all the flash, but at the end of the day, Baltimore likes to run the ball and play defense and play ball control football. I think that's going to win out. Baltimore is going to have all their running backs healthy coming into the year, and both their cornerbacks healthy coming into the year. I think we're really going to get to see if Mike McDaniels is able to scheme these dudes open, or if they're going to have to get open with their blazing speed against these corners. Because Baltimore's corners are elite; they're some of the best in the league, and they're hard to get past. They have a better pass rush coming into the season as well, so I expect Baltimore to be able to win this game.
Heard that with Patrick Queen. I think that pass rush will definitely uh, get to it. So I'm gonna go with Baltimore as well because they will definitely be leading on that run and controlling the game.
Week three, they play the Buffalo Bills.
It's actually a very good game. Um, hmm. I'm going to go ahead and take Buffalo still. I don't think the addition of Von Miller. If I'm sorry, I'm blanking out their corner's name. Corner. Who's their corner? Buffalo's corner.
Um, uh,
Not Trayvon Edmonds. That's the center or that's the middle linebacker. I mean, who am I thinking of?
Tre'Davious White.
Tre'Davious. Yeah, Tre'Davious White. If he's healthy, who? He's still out. If he's healthy, I think I'm definitely going to take Buffalo to win this game.
It's a knee injury, so I'm not expecting a lot. But Buffalo should win this game on paper. So I'm gonna take Buffalo as well. Week
Mm.
four, they're at Cincinnati on Thursday Night Football.
Yeah, and when it was tank for Tua, Cincinnati was tanking for Tua, and then ended up with Joe Burrow. Ain't that something? Uh, I'm going to go ahead and take. I'm going to take Miami to win this game. To be honest with you,
I like Miami in this game as well. I like Miami possibly running away with it. I think we can make a lot of money off this game.
that's how you feel.
Yes. Even
Well, I
though
thought
Cincinnati
Bengals.
kicked our ass last year on Thursday Night Football.
Nah, that wasn't Miami.
I said the Bengals.
Yeah, the Bengals beat somebody else on Thursday. It wasn't Miami.
It was Jacksonville.
Yeah, it was Jacksonville.
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying the Bengals kicked our ass last year on Thursday Night Football.
Oh, gotcha. But yeah, this is definitely something I'll probably bet. I'm definitely gonna take Miami. Matter of fact,
Week five at the New York Jets.
once again, it's a good game, really good game. But the talent at the receiver positions and the tight end position for Miami, and then their defense, I think Miami wins the game.
I don't think this is a good game at all. I think this is going to be a blowout. Um, I think this is going to be a what do you want to call it? A homecoming for Mike McDaniels to say like, yeah, I'm that guy. I'm really that guy from an offensive standpoint. So I expect them to blow out the Jets.
Because they come from the same team, he was just beating the defensive coordinator. He was the offensive coordinator. Is that what you're saying?
No, I just think he's a genius of a head coach. Um,
Or-
I look at him like I don't want to call him a prodigy, but I look at him like they look at Zach. I'm sorry, what's his name? Todd McVay and the Rams. Zach Taylor for the Bengals. I think he's just the next guy, up and coming coach. I think he's a prodigy.
Gotcha.
All right, Week 6 versus Minnesota. I really like him in this game as well. I think Minnesota should win this game, but I think the Dolphins have the better team. So I'm going to take the Dolphins in this game.
It's definitely a tough one. I would say the teams are actually very even versed, especially if Dalvin Cook is their bell cow back. If they could use Miami could use their all their running backs. That being said, it's gonna be a great game. I'm gonna take the I'm gonna take Miami to win it.
Week 7 versus Pittsburgh on Sunday night.
Um, I'll let you have it. Who's gonna win it?
Pittsburgh.
Why you say that?
I like how our defense matches up against their offense. I think T.J. Watt has a field day. I think we're able to get to the quarterback at will. We're going to show on Sunday Night Football why they call it Blitzburg. Will they get us a couple times downfield with their receivers? Yes, they will. But I think our pass rush wins us the football game.
That being said, I'm gonna take Miami.
Why?
I think the big plays. I think y'all are just limited. I think Pittsburgh is limited at corner. I think if anything, you get the ball out quick, and you have to those linemen are gonna have to get their hands up quick every time to get to them. I think that slows down their momentum on certain plays. You got that with the run game. I think that I think that wins them the game. And the fact that they're going to be home. I just think Tyreek Hill is you can't really bring him down, and Jalen Waddle is kind of the same thing. Once you get them in the open field, they're just too fast.
I would like that idea if but we were like fifth and passes batted down last year or something like that. So Cam Hayward is really good at batting down balls. TJ Watt is really good at batting down balls. Um, I would agree with you if we weren't fifth in batted down balls or something like that. We're top five.
Still got to throw the ball though.
I don't think we have to, but that's another time. That's another topic for another time. Week 8 at Detroit.
Tough game, tough game, tough game. Um,
So I
they're
like
going to be
DeAndre
Detroit.
Swift.
Go ahead.
I like DeAndre Swift in this game. I think he's going to have a field day in this game. I think this game is going to make a what's the word? Um, I think we're really going to focus on the running backs in this game. This is when we see Raheem Mostert and Chase Edmonds have their games. Um, we're deeper into the season now. People are going to be super focused on Tariq Hill and Jalen Waddle. And the thing about having players like that is I don't think you need to scheme up some crazy something and just have a bunch of like bunch of shit going on. You don't need to have players running across the field. You don't have to have a lot of deception. That's the word I was looking for. You don't have a lot of deception going on. You can just bet on your talent. So this deep into the season, I think NFL head coaches and what defensive coordinators are going to start picking up on what they're doing. Unfortunately, I don't think Detroit has a good enough defense to slow this team down, and I don't like Jared Goff in a shootout. I'll never take Jared Goff to the Old West or anything. So I'll take Miami to win this game.
Yeah, I'm taking the same reasons. I'm taking Miami to win the game. Detroit, I think Jared Goff will have a good passing game because I think his weapons will be top tier as well. I think Tua I just don't, I just think Tua has a easier time going up against the Detroit defense.
Week 9 at Chicago.
Yeah, they'll beat Chicago. Chicago's going to be a punching bag this year. I'm sorry to say it.
Yeah. They'll beat Chicago. Chicago has no offense, and this defense is just too good. The offense has too much firepower, just too much for them. Week 10 versus Cleveland. I like Miami in this game as well. Hopefully, Deshaun Watson's still out at this point of the season. And
Hopefully.
the Cleveland Browns run game is going to be still good, but I don't think it's good enough to win multiple football games. So I still expect uh, the Dolphins to blow them out. If anything happens, I do expect Myles Garrett to have a good day. It should be a 3 to 4 sack day for him.
Yeah, I'm betting that Deshaun Watson's going to be back at this point. That being said, I think, like you said, Miles Garrett is probably the X factor in this game, as well as that the run game that the Cleveland Browns could put on the field at any point. So I'm betting Deshaun Watson's going to be there, and Cleveland wins this game.
Week 11's a bye week, and then week 12 versus Houston. Uh, I expect I expect Miami to win this game relatively easy as well. I'm going to be really looking at Derek Stingley Jr. to see how well he plays against these Dolphins receivers, um, to see if he gets quote unquote exposed. But I think he'll have a solid game.
Miami wins this game, I agree, but I do like Houston what they have going forward. I just think Miami's too much for them right now.
Week 13 at San Francisco.
Yeah, this is gonna be great, right? So we get the offensive coordinator going back to play his team that he played for. So this is really interesting. And Trey Lance, we don't know yet, but I'm going to take San Francisco to win this game. I think they're a better defense.
I like Miami in this game. I think this is I don't want to call it a revenge game. It's not really, he doesn't really need revenge. But I think he's going to be like, damn, this is why I should be the head coach of this football team and not you. I was the reason this offense worked, not you. So I think Mike McDaniels is going to blow this team out.
What? He's going to blow San Francisco out? Is that what you said?
Yes.
All right. This that boy Rob, wow, y'all.
Week 14 at the Los Angeles Chargers. I think this is a shootout game. The problem is, while Miami has the big play receivers, I think the Chargers just have really good receivers and more well-rounded receivers. And when we're talking about depth in their team and their depth chart, so I really like the Chargers to win this game.
Uh, I'm having a hard time picking this one, to be honest with you. Um, this is a very tough one. I don't like. Here's my dilemmas. I don't like Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa versus this offensive line. That's one thing I will say. They're going across the country to play in a different time zone. Never a good thing. Um, that being said, I think I'm gonna have to take the Chargers to win this game.
Week 15 at Buffalo.
Go Pete, right? Buffalo's gonna win this game as well. Bob Miller.
I think Buffalo should win this game. I think by this point of the season, Miami, we're going to know if Miami is the real deal or not, or if they're just bluffing with their weapons that they got. I think Buffalo should win this game, but I wouldn't count Miami out. But I'm gonna take Buffalo to win this game. Week
Christmas
16.
Day.
Go ahead.
Christmas Day.
Week 16 versus the Green Bay Packers. Um, I like the Packers in this game. I think Aaron Rodgers wins this game from all aspects, from a ball control standpoint, from if he needs to get in a shootout with them, he can. If the Packers have the ball last, I think they win this game.
Mm, I think I'm gonna agree overall as well. I think the corners for Green Bay are just too nice, no matter how much speed on the field. Well, I have to see it, I guess. I don't. Once again, I think this game is going to come down to Aaron Rodgers probably having the ball at the end of the game, just like you said, and he's going to do some Christmas Day miracle to Alan Lazard or somebody. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I, I, and I like Miami. Miami could easily pull that game out, but I don't know.
Week 17 at New England.
They will beat New England.
I don't think they beat New England at New England. I like Bill
Oh, it's
Belichick in that
cold.
game.
It's cold.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they're
like Bill
going to beat
Belichick.
New England. They're going to still beat New England. Forget it.
Not if
All
there's
money
snow on
in.
the field.
If there's snow on the
Snow, if
field,
there's wind,
Mike.
they don't beat New England.
Even if there's snow on the field, Mike McDaniel is going to scheme up this offense, something vicious to win the game. I trust all. Look, I trust the offensive coach over the defensive coach.
I'll take the veteran coach. Um, Week 18 versus the New York Jets.
Once again, the offensive coordinator versus the defensive coordinator of San Francisco. Um,
I think
home.
Miami just has a better team at the end of the day, so I like Miami in this game.
I'll take Miami as well. But I do like the Jets.
All right. So, how do you feel about anything to wrap up regarding the Dolphins?
Um, I got them having a good season overall. I don't know if I got them making playoffs, but if not, they'll be right there on the cusp of it. I just don't hope. I just hope Tua balls out for this team, and I just want I just want everybody to shut up about Tua not playing good because I think Tua's nice. He just needs a better offensive line. We saw what Patrick Mahomes was in the Super Bowl without an offensive line.
I expect big things from Miami. I think they have one of the highest ceilings and the lowest floors in the league. The worst thing that can happen to Miami, I guess you could say this about any team, but I think it's going to hurt them the most is if injuries start piling up. That's really going to affect their season. Um, and the biggest thing I'm watching for going to the season is Tua, because like I said at the beginning of this video, Tua is definitely on the hot seat, and we got to see if he's the future or not this year. All right. So thank you guys once again for watching another episode of the From Half Court Sports Talk Show with Darren and Rob. Let us know down below how many games do you think the Miami Dolphins are going to win this year, and also let us know, do you guys have Tua on the hot seat? And if he's not on the hot seat this year, is he on the hot seat next year? Let us all know that in the comment section down below, and we see you next time when we continue covering the AFC East. Peace out.